an idol. I was super now for Cooper Loot is vital, and I'm just trying to break a record with idols. Now call me Mr. Suicidal. Ruthless horror writer, rapping with the human spider. I'm the silver surfer, stress, so I'm a night owl. Never hit the pressure, so my life is now a hideout. Bright out, keep the shades down and the doors locked. 4 times, keep the floor mopped. I'm a warlock, trying to keep a secret while I'm sneaking out the door. Cause people might be sleeping, but I'm freaking out for more drugs. Hey, yo, I'm set on repeat, rocking undefeated, but it's dead up defeat. White freeder in a white beater, but I don't wear tight jeans, bright nights either. You don't like my style, I don't like yours either. Dating Asian girls, they got white boy feet. Instead of peeking while I'm tweaking out, I'm looking for a beacon and sneaking while I'm peeking out the devil on the weekends. It's a throwback, yeah. Blue pack. Now when mad child walks, people mad child looks. I swear to God, I should be dead from all the pills I took. I'll be okay. Raise your hands if you're going insane. If you're feeling so depressed, you want to blow out your brain. And you've been to darker places you won't try to explain. But still you try to keep it moving, then we're probably the same. We used to get high like trucks on lift kits. Then I woke up and I said, fuck this shit. I made a promise to myself, man, rip shit. Slide to your verse like a Tokyo drip kid. You let the doctors on pills like, please help me. Being on the hospital floor.
Westbound 407, the route to westbound 401, that remains closed until tomorrow. Just getting an update right now on that investigation in Etobicoke. North and southbound Islington were closed at Yorkview Drive. That's just north of the Queensway. We're just getting word right now from police that they've opened up southbound lanes, but right now the northbound, the right lane is closed. So that's for a police investigation. No room in your garage, apartment, or condo for those winter tires? Store them with RGX. RGX offers quick and affordable seasonal tire storage. You can book online today at rgxgroup.ca. Your next traffic report is at 9:11. But right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Fraser.
Well, all of us will see lots of cloud cover throughout this evening, and we'll likely also see some rain showers move across our area, especially towards the latter half of the evening and after about midnight. Our overnight low tonight, 6 degrees.
Right now in downtown Toronto, there's a few clouds and it's 5 degrees. Similar conditions near Toronto Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 9:03.
The Chinese government has slapped new sanctions on Canada and the United States. It's all part of an ongoing conflict between the two countries surrounding the treatment of Muslim minorities in China.
680's Caitlin Lee reports.
No, it's surrounding it. You didn't give a fuck about that until the mic closed. Now you're not talking about that either. They're probably dead already, right there.
Over human rights violations against Uyghur Muslims living in China's Xinjiang region. An aggressive statement from the Chinese government released Saturday bans a number of people from entering both China and Hong Kong and doing business there. The list includes Canada's Subcommittee on International Human Rights and Canadian Conservative MP Michael Chong, who's also the foreign affairs critic. He says he'll wear the sanctions as a badge of honor, saying we've got a duty to call out China for its crackdown in Hong Kong and its genocide.
What kind of crack you got down in Hong Kong?
Foreign Affairs Minister Mark Garneau also issuing a statement through Global Affairs Canada calling the sanctions unacceptable, adding we need to stand together to remind those who violate human and democratic rights that the world is watching. I'm Caitlin Lee.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 9:04. Toronto's vaccine rollout is going full steam ahead, with the city allowing residents 70 years and older to book appointments starting today. This comes as the province reports almost 2,500 new infections, with Toronto accounting for over 800 of them. Mayor Tory says time is of the essence.
Don't wait. Now is the time to do it, with appointments available, with vaccine supply available, with the clinics up and running. Now is the time to register and to get vaccinated.
Those appointments are available at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre, Toronto Congress Centre, Scarborough Town Centre, and East York Town Centre. On Monday, the city will be launching 2 more mass vaccination centres located at Malvern Community Recreation Centre and the Mitchell Field Arena.
You're listening to 680 News. Pop-up vaccination clinics are happening this weekend in Waterloo region for those with a disability and care providers. 680's Jazz Kieran Cooter has more. KW Habilitation says that the site is at 99 Ottawa Street South, and over 400 people have made an appointment. They'll get their shot over the next 2 days as long as supplies last. They say many people working at the site are
Why are you highlighting this story?
There have been over 66,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine given locally. 2.42% of the population has been fully immunized. The vaccine task force is moving ahead with next steps in phase 2, now allowing those with specific health conditions to pre-register, including those with kidney disease. I'm Jazz Kieran Cooter.
Canadian Blood Services is out with a new message today. COVID-19.
So crackheads, drunkies, and alcoholics get kidney disease. Why do they go first? They're less likely to live long enough to spread their shit.
Why do they have to say that?
Canadian Blood Services says it has managed to keep a constant supply going throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Spokeswoman Chantel Pambram says the requirement is 17,000 units per week. She also wants to reassure the public that blood from people who have had COVID or who've received the vaccine is still safe.
100 units an hour.
COVID-2 is a respiratory virus. There's no impact to the blood as far as transmission to a patient. So from a safety profile of the products you're collecting from the donors, there isn't a concern.
Pambram says all of the vaccines approved so far will have no effect on people receiving transfusions. However, individuals who are not feeling well after receiving the vaccine or COVID-19 patients still under care are not eligible to donate. I'm Madison Fitzpatrick, 680 News Time 9:07. Peel police are investigating after a cyclist was hit by a vehicle in Brampton. Constable Heather Cannon says it happened on Mountain Nash Road and Beauvais Drive East, just west of Airport Road, around 4:45 this evening.
At this point, we have a male adult cyclist that's been transported to a local hospital with serious injuries.
The driver remained on scene and is cooperating with police, and anyone information is being asked to contact officers.
Heading out west now, the RCMP is investigating after a series of stabbings at a library in North Vancouver, a suburb of Vancouver, left one person dead and several others injured. BC's Emergency Health Services says a total of 6 people were taken to hospital, but the extent of their injuries is currently unknown. It's unclear if the deceased is one of those 6 victims. Steve Mossop says he and his partner witnessed the aftermath of the attack.
We were driving up Glen Valley Road and we saw a woman that was covered in blood and waving her arms, and we thought it was a car accident, so we stopped to assist her.
In a statement on Twitter, the RCMP says the suspect is in custody and there's no ongoing threat to the public. They also say they're still looking for any other potential victims.
You just said it's unclear.
680 News. After an election campaign delayed by the third wave of COVID-19, voters in Newfoundland and Labrador have re-elected the Liberal Party with a split majority.
The Liberals, led by Premier Andrew Furey, won 22 of the legislature's 40 seats today. The Progressive Conservatives under Ches Crosby won 13, and Crosby went down to defeat in his own riding. The NDP, led by Alison Coffin, won 2 seats, and 3 independents were elected. The election was originally set for February 13th, but in-person voting was cancelled after a COVID-19 outbreak in the St. John's area. The incumbent Liberals headed into the election with a minority government. Michael McDonald, the Canadian Press, Halifax.
And Passover has finally begun.
You got the worst music in the world. Seriously. I don't mean Jewish people or this holiday's music. I mean the ones they're playing right now. These guys, whatever band that is. That is. Oh, yeah, I should be in excruciating pain, shouldn't I? I'm not. So I don't know what the fucking deal is.
With variants on the rise, vaccination efforts still underway. And tomorrow, Mayor John Tory.
They're still playing the music in the background. Yeah. Trying to listen to your important vaccination bullshit story. If you recall this motherfucking day, and I couldn't get this shit open for shit, and what was inside was disgusting. I just ate the exact same thing. They gave somebody else the regular tin. I got the fucked up one. Thanks. I knew it.
Most iconic piano store has been totally transformed. And it's
I thought I was going to spend 20 minutes here trying to get that open.
Robert Lowry with Brandon.
Right into the whole thing right now?
Yeah.
Got some notes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go. Well, I don't remember a lot of the original Justice League. It is obvious, you know, this new Snyder Cut is...
Now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro says the price of gas is rising 1 cent a midnight to $1.21 cents a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather together next.
With the Daily Grand Lotto, you can win $1,000 a day for life.
Wait, every single day?
Yeah,
So I'd start liking Mondays?
probably.
But everybody hates Mondays, so I'd suddenly be an outcast, living on the fringes of society, a bizarre Monday-loving weirdo.
But you get $1,000 every day for life.
Then TGIM, baby, and every other day, too.
The Daily Grand Lotto draws every Monday and Thursday. Buy tickets in store and online at olg.ca.
Scott McGilvery here. I've done hundreds of home renovations over the years, and I'm particularly careful about what I put under the floors. On my projects, I use DMX One Step 2.0. This easy-to-install underlayment has an air gap design that allows moisture to evaporate, and it doesn't require wood subfloors, which can be a food source for mold growth. DMX One Step can be used under most vinyl or laminate floors, so whatever you choose, you know your investment will be protected. DMX One Step 2.0. No mold, no cold. Find it at the Home Depot.
680 News Time, 9/11.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Let's do traffic first. Here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks. And this report brought to you by Surgo Surgical Supply. Just some good news right now. We just got word and looking at the cameras. Westbound on the 401 at Kennedy and the express problems have cleared. Still a backup though. Not too much of one. It's starting to improve.
Really?
So that's westbound 401 at Kennedy and the express problems have cleared. If you're traveling on the eastbound 401, we've got Guelph Line construction. Just the right lane is shut down. And then keep in mind in Milton, Regional Road 25, either north or southbound, the ramp to the eastbound 401 is shut down because of construction. Westbound on the Gardner, we had some problems. Yep, still there. Westbound Gardner approaching Park Lawn. We've got the right lane blocked for a police investigation, but the good news is not causing a delay whatsoever. In the Etobicoke area right now, we've got northbound Islington shut down. Actually, it was shut down, but it's northbound Islington at Yorkview. They've got the right lane closed. The left lane has opened. That's just north of Queensway. It's all because of a police investigation. And if you're in the downtown area, Bloor, that is shut down between Bedford and Avenue Road. That is for crane hoisting. Mass quality matters. Order your essential pandemic products from Surgo.com and get free shipping on orders over $75 within Ontario. That's Surgo.com. Your next traffic report at 9:21. Right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Fraser.
Well, many of us will see lots of cloud cover not only tonight, but also tomorrow as well. We'll see some rain develop towards the latter half of the evening and even after the midnight hours. And speaking of tomorrow, we could end up seeing upwards of 10 millimeters of rain. And because of some colder air behind a low pressure system that is causing some of those rain showers, we could end up even seeing some flurries develop as well. And we could also see some winds gusting up to around 60 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow night, we'll see temperatures dipping below the freezing mark to a low temperature of -3 degrees. Our overnight low tonight, 6 degrees.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's partly cloudy and 5 degrees. Similar conditions near Toronto Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 9:14.
In just 60 seconds, we'll take a look at your top stories, followed by sports.
It's Dean Segoles here from Infinity of Willowdale. In these uncertain times, we can't travel like we used to. The safest way to travel is with your own car. Why not spoil yourself with everyday luxury and travel with an Infinity from Infinity of Willowdale? Take a holiday now with an Infinity QX50. Lease from $499 monthly for 27 months with $1995 down. 16,000 kilometers a year and get up to 3 of your payments on us. Conditions and limitations apply. Your first...
And like I said, it's not the best superhero movie of all time, but it's...
Fuck.
Oh oui, je le fais ça, mais je peux pas révéler mon nom. Je peux pas.
Des livres de Radio-Canada depuis On est fou puis on lit, Tania Lapointe. Merci beaucoup d'avoir été avec nous aujourd'hui. Merci.
EC.ca. Speaking of jive talking, you might remember that scene from the movie Airplane. Barbara Billingsley. They were doing a little jive talking in the scene that was about 30 seconds long, but she said she got more reaction from that scene in Airplane than all her years on League of the Beaver. Got a swing set for you coming up in just a moment with Colin James and Les Elgar in the band.
Next, with the other was
here
like
on
the
radio.
longest intro to a shitty joke.
Critic from entering the country. MP Michael Chong, who has frequently criticized China for their genocide of Uyghur Muslims, says he will wear the sanction like a badge of honor.
I never heard him say that yet.
Good news for Torontonians above the age of 70. You can register for your COVID-19 vaccine today. With several clinics across the city already open, 2 new clinics are opening on Monday. One in Malvern, the other on Church Street downtown.
And happy Passover. Today is the high holiday in which the Jewish community recalls the...
Never heard of you. Never heard of you. I don't know. What are you talking about? Everybody knows Ramadan's the one true thing. Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about.
680 News Time, 9:15. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Josh Goldberg.
An old friend has come back to haunt the Maple Leafs tonight.
Turn around on the far wing. Barry's going to punch it back to the net. Draisaitl centered. They score! Draisaitl got the pass back to the net, and Barry headed right for the front of the goal. It's 3-1 Edmonton.
Edmonton scored 3 unanswered goals in the second after Toronto opened the scoring, and they lead it 3-1 on Sportsnet and Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Meantime, the Blue Jays fell to the Yankees 5-1, but it was a more eventful day injury-wise. As Blue Jays lefty Anthony Kay was forced to leave the game with a leg contusion after being struck by a comebacker. Manager Charlie Montoyo gave an update on Robbie Ray, who will miss at least 1 regular season start with that bruised elbow. While outfielder Jonathan Davis is going to make the opening day roster, a possible indicator that George Springer's grade 2 oblique strain may keep him shelved to start the year. At March Madness, Baylor and Oregon State have punched their tickets to the Elite Eight after picking up Sweet 16 wins. In NBA news, the Brooklyn Nets got even stronger as they reportedly agreed to terms with 7-time All-Star forward LaMarcus Aldridge. And the Final Four is set at the WGC match play, with Victor Perez taking on Billy Horschel in one semi and Matt Kuchar and Scotty Scheffler in the other. Sports at 15 and 45 pass every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 9:17.
On March 28th, the Today Show starts. It's the Today Showstopper. Shop TSC.ca. Today's shopping choice.
COVID continues to be a threat. Bergmanis Prera supports frontline initiatives and reminds you to be safe. If you've been injured due to slip and falls, careless drivers, or if your insurance company has failed to honor its obligations to you, Bergmanis Prera offers skilled and compassionate legal services and free, no-obligation consultations by phone or video 24/7. You are not alone. Bergmanis Prera Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, we'll do the rest. Visit us at bplawyers.ca.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 9:18. Soldiers and police in Myanmar have killed dozens of anti-coup protesters.
Bloodshed in Myanmar. Sources tell ABC News more than 100 people have been killed in the bloodiest day since the military coup last month. A crackdown by security forces coincided with Armed Forces Day, with reports of forces opening fire on unarmed protesters. Some of the dead include children. The U.S. Secretary of State Blinken condemned the violence, saying he was horrified by the bloodshed. Julia McFarlane, ABC News at the Foreign Desk, London.
And some health professionals believe people with developmental disabilities have been left out of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Brandon Rowe of City News has those details.
People with developmental disabilities are kind of hidden from society. Unless you know someone or have a family member with a developmental disability, you might not see this population.
Meg Pickerskill is a nurse in Toronto and is advocating for people with developmental disabilities who are overlooked during phase 1 of the vaccination rollout, as their sister is a part of that community and lives in a group home.
People with developmental disabilities have a higher risk of being hospitalized and dying of COVID. It's actually the second highest risk factor after age. Other regions in Ontario are vaccinating people with disabilities who live in group homes. It's really Toronto that is not. And especially with the new variants, we just want to make sure our loved ones are safe.
In the province's framework, phase 2 will begin in April, which the province says will vaccinate approximately 9 million people meeting phase 2 requirements. I'm Brandon Rowe for City News.
In just 60 seconds, we'll take a quick look at traffic, followed by weather.
Experience the open spaces and perennial prestige of the Uplands community in Thornhill at 8188 Youngs. This collection of
I should be in excruciating pain and I'm not. I don't know what's
meticulously
going on.
detailed with selective finishes and includes 30,000 square feet of outdoor space. Enjoy close access to Viva Transit and the future TTCM extension, only a 6-minute walk away. Secure incentives such as a $25,000 discount on parking, free locker, and more. 8188 Young. Forever young.
How much
Your
is the
appointment
parking
now at
without the discount?
8188young.com. So, how did you sleep last night? Not great? Again? Ditch the tossing and turning for some better sleep with Sleep Great from Healthology. Sleep Great helps speed up the time it takes to fall asleep and is used in herbal medicine as a sleep aid to temporarily promote relaxation. Sleep Great can be found at your local health food store or visit myhealthology.ca for more information. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
680 News Time, 9:21, time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Keeping an eye on that evening drive, let's go live to Colette Desjardins.
Thanks, James. And this report brought to you by Hickory Dickory Decks. Right now, if you're traveling on Highway 25, that's north or southbound of Milton, the ramp to the eastbound 401 is closed for construction. Now, if you're on the eastbound 401, yes, you're able to get off at Highway 25. Taking a look at westbound 401, problems at Kennedy and the Express have cleared. Not seeing any delays right now, so that's good news. If you're on the westbound 407, the ramp to the westbound 401, that is closed for construction. And we still have problems on the westbound Gardner, but the good news is not causing a delay. This is westbound Gardner approaching Park Lawn. The right lane is blocked for a police investigation. Right now, the Gardner and the Don Valley Parkway moving very nicely into and out of the city. The QEW, that's wide open both ways between Burlington and the Mississauga area. Keep in mind, if you're in Etobicoke northbound Islington, at Yorkview Drive, the right lane is shut down, all because of a police investigation. That's just north of Queensway. And in downtown here, we've got Bloor shut down between Bedford and Avenue Road. That is for crane hoisting. That's going to go until tomorrow noon. Celebrating over 30 years of custom decks and happy customers, Hickory Dickory Decks offers the widest selection of low-maintenance decking. Enjoy life outdoors. Visit decks.ca. Your next report is coming up at 9:31. Right now, here's the forecast. Here's Jason Fraser.
Well, many of us are seeing a lot of cloud cover throughout the GTA, and get used to it because the clouds are going to be sticking around not only tonight, but also tomorrow as well. And speaking of the clouds, we could even see some rain showers towards the latter half of this evening and into tomorrow as well. Upwards of 10 millimeters of rain is possible throughout the GTA. And because we're going to have some cold air behind this low pressure system that's going to be causing some of these rain showers, we could even see a few flurries. High temperature tomorrow of 11 degrees, and then we dip down to -3 degrees tomorrow night. We'll see the sunshine return for Monday, and we'll top out around 9 degrees. And then by Tuesday, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds. It'll be our warmest day of the week. We'll top out right around 15 degrees. And then we'll see another round of some rain showers on Wednesday. High temperature near 4 degrees. Our overnight low tonight, 6 degrees.
Downtown Toronto right now, a little bit chillier than that overnight low. It's 5 degrees and partly cloudy. Over at Pearson International Airport, also 5 degrees and partly cloudy. Remember, 680 News is the only radio station with a weather guarantee. Today's jackpot stands at $6,500. And coming up at the bottom of the hour, the latest on the sanctions against Tory MP Michael Chong and how he's reacted to being banned from China. 680 News Time, 9:24.
Let's spin the wheel. Yes. Yes.
Excitement for the Bigger Spin scratch ticket is great at home.
Big spin.
Not so great at your local pottery class.
Big spin.
Ma'am, your clay's getting airborne.
It's in my hair.
Which was released last Thursday, March 18th on Crate. trompe. Je mets une chemise blanche unie ou une carotte grise. Ma femme m'a dit, tant ça match, ton masque, fais à ta guise. On répare les routes, on se concentre sur les systèmes de santé. En même temps, une ambulance, ça a des roues et les nids de poules nous font planter. Je parle des arts et de la culture où je me concentre sur l'éducation. On enseigne la couture ou la commercialisation. Sommes-nous des artisans ou des machines à produire? Est-ce que ça vaut encore la peine d'aller à l'école pour devenir un pro du rire? Je parle de la dernière victoire du CH ou des CHSLD. J'étais inquiet pour ma grand-mère, mais hélas, elle s'est levée. Alors,
It was really interesting that was having the most separations and divorces, 4% for each of those, was Canadians 35 to 44.
If you do find yourself suddenly single, McKnight recommends taking a step back to look at the big picture.
You have to ask yourself, if you own a home, are you going to sell your home or stay in the family home?
She says you should also look at managing your expectations. Make a budget that will fit your new life. I'm Sol Martino.
The Hyundai Advantage
Single or divorce?
is one of
Hold
the
on.
biggest
Suddenly
events of the
single
year.
or suddenly
So we're
divorced?
checking all the boxes.
Damn it. Yeah, so I think I'm back to thinking that this tooth is not the reason it's counterintuitive. With the big gaping hole with the rotten piece of bone or whatever that white calcium shit is just sticking on my mouth. This is not what's causing the pain. Oh, very helpful how my world goes. Well, if it was a tooth and you pulled the tooth, pain would stop, right? Nope. So like that's not going to happen for me because it's not the tooth making it hurt, or it would hurt like a bastard right now. Why wouldn't it? I just feel like I wasted some of my weed earlier. I passed out one joint earlier. I have 2 joints right now. I need to open up the radio. Oh, yes. How did I do this? Come on. Come on. Jesus Christ. Like, seriously, the second the Jesus Christ. Like, seriously, the second the slip the fuck out. You fucking show them. Do you realize I could see the screen the whole fucking time I was over here, right? Like, fucking pathological bullshit. You are so pathological, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, and I know the sound cut out, like, right at the beginning of that shit. Come on. This is the best way to conceal yourself and convince the world you're not doing what you're doing, bro. Just attack every fucking person on the internet you can find that you possibly can that you think isn't like the best friend of pedophiles.
Thank you very much.
Can you fucking hurry the fuck up, you piece of shit?
Yes, we have not met the Aichi targets, but as you often and we all know, there are some countries that have done extraordinary things. The expansion also of marine protected areas, access to
You're cutting and skipping. It's skipping. Like a fucking CD. Are you fucking stupid?
What is doing wrong in not achieving these targets? And again, the fair request in 1 minute, the magic answer.
We need to acknowledge first that
I'll be at this for 10 more fucking minutes. Come on, buddy. If you're such a fucking hacker, make it happen. Make something fucking happen.
measures put in place. For instance, fisheries management have improved fisheries stock. Before 30%. Even
What are you
species
showing
have
me?
improved. So without these measures, we would have been
Christ,
in more
man,
worse
you're
situation.
fucking
We
pathetic.
need to
You're a
learn
waste
from
of
that
fucking
and
oxygen.
upscale these measures which have been taken and the statements we've read in the recent days, weeks, clearly indicate actions are taking place.
Bitch, nobody gives a fuck. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna click this X. It's the only thing it'll present to me to turn that off. Wow. You're so skilled, bro. You're so fucking skilled. For a chomo, you're fucking one of the anti-drug. Skilled at pressing a button over and over when your buddy emails you some child rape type code. Are you pissed off that you can't harass all the kids in the building with that shit? Like, what's the deal?
Now when match up, walks people match up. I swear to God, I should be dead from all the pills I took, but I'll be
This person's exceptionally dangerous to the public. The same people that make things up about me to get their contracts to be in this building put him in here to try to hurt me. Like, it's funny. It'll just his age. He'll be okay. Doesn't matter.
I woke up and I said, fuck this shit. I made a promise to myself, man, this shit will slide to your verse.
Oh, it's in their they have a vested interest in denying that I'm black because everything they did to me when I was in there, they know I have sickle cell. And everything they did was engineered to hurt me. People have a lot to cover up for. So they got an imported half-breed, but neither half is black. Sex offender. You're a sociopath. Blabber, blabber, blabber about me too. Opportunistic criminal. I'm looking for someone to victim. He knows the things he's saying about me aren't true.
When match up, cops, people match up things. I swear that I am going crazy. I should see a shrink, but I'll be.
He thinks people are listening. He's crazy about things as though I know him from somewhere and I did something to him. Those motherfuckers. Don't you blood in my face?
We can't stop. I'm dangerous like Bangkok. All these little rappers come and life a little crazy for me now that I'm bankrupt. But this guy the danger breaking out of his handcuff. Shane felt pain like acid raindrops. So Shane pop pills, they'll make your brain rot. Quit now, I'm back conquering like gangers. Corn to a fucking horse like Bangor. When man chop walks, people man chop looks. I swear to God, I should be dead from all the pills I took, but I'll be okay. Cause when I'm on the mic, I like to speak. And when man chop talks, people man chop things. I swear that I am going crazy. I should see a shrink, but I'll be okay. Yeah, cause when I'm on the mic, I like to speak. Now tell me who should take the title. Rock a steady since the B-boy summits wearing tribal. Now it's all about survival. Okay, you won't have a clue in what I'm doing to a rival. Thought I was a shooter, but I'm blue and sitting idle. I was super stupid, now for Cooper Loot is vital. And I'm just trying to break up like the Cooper Loot idols. Now call me Mr. Suicidal. Ruthless for a writer, rapping with the human spider. I'm the silver surfer, stress, so I'm a night owl. Definite depression, so my life is now a hideout. Bright out, keep the shades down and the doors locked. 4 times, keep the floor mopped, I'm a warlock. Trying to keep a secret while I'm sneaking out the door, cause people might be sleeping, but I'm freaking out for more drugs. Hey, yo, I'm set on repeat, rocking undefeated, but instead of defeat. White freedom in a white leader, but I don't wear tight jeans, bright nights either. You don't like my style, I don't like yours either. Dating Asian girls, they got white boy feet. Instead of peeking while I'm tweaking out, I'm looking for a beacon. And speaking while I'm thinking out the devil on the weekends. It's a throwback. Yeah. Sorry, man, gotta fix up quick. The general. Are you dumb, bad, or cool, when, where, never? I let my dread hang, put 12K from my G-back. If you're shorty fiending, then I might just have a fit. I'm the shopper's drug mart, booming in the 6. How you get it out the mud, community housing. North side of the Rex, places you weren't allowed in. Bitches used to laugh at the kid, not wanna see me. Told her put these on so you can see me coming and see me. Forrest Gump into the money, you looking like Bueller. Where you if it's not for everybody, I had to maneuver. We were shooting for the stars, that was that way they were shooting. I go Bob the Builder for the fix up if you acting funny. Yeah.
Are you dumb?
Certain mans get crushed on road and keep it hush. A nigga wrote a statement on me, who can I trust? My mom's and I in a women's shelter, it was just us. A man trying to comfort a kid, I told him head back before they start aiming at your head back. You get that? Backhand the back of your head, they'll tell you head back. They wanna let they sick in the head, but then we dead there. I'm trying to put a foreign on road, and then we head there. Going down like Titanic, it's high if I were a head at. Keep a young mind with me, that will make you say, ooh. One to the west, bumping that day east. In my city, little nigga, I'm a don like you. She wanna be my Playboy bunny, I guess I'm you. I came from the Rex where they good with the text. SMS got a text, now your wife giving sex. Are you done? It's don't get close, this don't get close, so we the gang. It's don't get close, you will get smoked, you cannot hang. I'll shoot his neck, I'll shoot his chest, I'll shoot his bangs. It's don't get close, this don't get close, so we the gang. Be the hardest stone, y'all butter sock. Block party turning up till the dogs block it up. All of them they talk a lot, see them and they nod and block. Matching if I had a map, know what I would do to go find the clock, I'll be bringing back the Holocaust. Hit them up, long distance, no calling card. Love me when I pop it up, treat me like a movie star. Now she wanna love me cause I'm back from the metal bar. Cocaine white, like I'm walking around with cotton buds. Treat it like an acrobat, flip it and I'm stretching down. Niggas talking like they cheat, all they do is rap beat. Talking all that shit have been on Snack DVD. Certain mans get crushed on road and keep it hush. Certain mans get crushed on road and keep it hush. Battle who, when, where, never. Are you done?
All I'm thinking is if I go to the hospital, how do I get a sandwich out of these people? Fucking hell.
It's a throwback, yeah. Blue pack. Yeah. Certain man gotta fix up quick. The general. Are you dumb? Battle who, when, where, never. I let my dreads hang, put 12K for my teeth back. If your shorty's fiending, then I might just have to fix. I'm the shopper's drug mart, booming in the six. How you get it? Out the mud, community housing. North side of the rest, places you weren't allowed it. Bitches used to laugh at the kid, and I wanna see me. Told her put these on so you can see me coming in 3D. Forrest Gump into the money, you looking like Bueller. Where you fit is not for everybody, I had to maneuver. We were shooting for the stars, I was that way they were shooting. I go Bob the Builder for the fix up if you acting funny. Yeah. Are you dumb? Certain mans get crushed on road and keep it hush. A nigga wrote a statement on me, who can I trust? My mom's and I in a women's shelter, it was just us. A man trying to comfort a kid, I told him head back before they start aiming at your head back. You get that? Backhand the back of your head, they'll tell you head back. They wanna let they sick in the head, but then we dead there. Trying to put a foreign on road, and then we head there. Going down like Titanic, it's high if I were a head at. Keep a young mind with me, that will make you say, ooh. One to the west, bumping that day east.
This is the least amount of.
Money make the world go round. Money make your girl go down. We go back and forth. Middle of the town, up and down like a merry-go-round. They got us once, but now we back with a sport. I need my whip gas powered with the house electric. Standing on the towers in the winds and the hectic. We had our own death penalties and bubble checks. Our names on the guest list and yours requested death.
Keep it up, Chomo. Keep it up, Chomo. How many pictures in a row are you gonna show of me with my eyes closed?
They couldn't just start SICKLY, you know?
What's the deal? What does it mean?
See? Free sick.
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about Mi'kmaq people, politics, land, and water. I'm Glenn Wheeler.
That's about 5 or 6 times in a row now. You're showing me my eyes closed. Okay. What does it mean? You're skipping like a CD. That's the script they're using. Fucking retard. Wow. Just refusing to play that track, eh?
Nah, they couldn't just start SICKLY, no?
Free up the youth, them.
See?
Free Sick, free Kilo, free John, free OG. Go hard.
Pathological, you all do that. Every single one of you child rapists does the same thing.
Excellent, that's how we rolled in. Put it to you, have you jumping like the rose in, but you in your mouth, taking all your gold in. Put it to your next man, now it's neck frozen. Now I'm dipping in.
Oh, yeah, I just don't like being done like that. That down for 10 minutes because it's a long round it.
Nigga like me, man.
They trying to throw a gun on me. It's only allegations. If it was mine, it was in case they tried to run on me. 3 to 5 is what they asking, but I won't fight the day. I got a little daughter to raise, so I'ma fight the case. When I got that phone call, man, I couldn't talk like that. You an angel, I'm white in that wooden box. That's a vision I could never remove. And if I go, it's cause I'm dancing with the devil in the heavenly mood. That's like mixing water with oil and crippling with their blood in that. Fuck this game shit. I just really want my brother back. I want that joy put back in his mother's heart. I want them bullets reversed that hit his brother's car. When I back the ratchet ahead and back in the ways. And we ain't friends, this ain't back in the day. 2017, I probably put the map to his face. Fuck these shows, I'm strapped up at the back of the stage. I'll shoot it up and then I'll join the crowd. On my hit shit, while I'm running, disassemble it on some sick shit. Take the springs out so it won't shoot in ballistics. And that's how you get away with charges on some stick shit. Yeah, I was raised with the savages. Grew up with them savages, never ran in my average kids. I only slap back and skirt tall. And this rap shit ain't the only way I put my hood on. Put my hood on with a black mask and a broken strap. Still bang 6 and dented whips when I hold it back. Why'd I roll with that? In these streets, there ain't no holding back. Gotta move, needing the street, busting an older strap. I got
Welcome to Mignon Matters.
Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. See, I got dreams to be on stage, but I'm violent. See, I'm on some rage. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man. It's your homie. Yeah, the Timberlake, 3 jabs. What up? Nah, man. O'Rock Records 2009. We gonna make it. Yeah, they ain't
ain't stopping us, eh? Nah, they ain't stopping us. Nah. Check it. Yo, Dreamcast, let me know. I was born to grow up, abandoned and poor. Take medications that make me tired and also sore. I never asked for this, it just kinda came. Now I'm trying to make money, I'm after the fame. Can't blame me for everything that went bad. My dad was an alcoholic, he drank till he passed out. I lived in constant doubt, I always had to shout to get my point across. Yeah. Yeah, it's the crazy, baby. I'm back with this motherfucking track, y'all. Money is gas, making the dash, feel like a blast with that on my cash, taking it slow, I'm taking it fast, face on the dash, whipping that ass, fuck with the cats, I don't fuck with them rats, throwing it bad while she busting it back, talking that shit, better watch how you act, doing the game and I'm chasing the sack, I know I'm rubbing like the missing link, all my bitches small with a lot of ink, all I really know is I want more bling, money calling me, I keep on chasing, you see me on stage and I'm glowing, you not believe where I'm going, I'm fucking with the speed I'm stroking, Southern rappers coaching, don't fuck with my vibe when I'm smoking. Judging all these rappers by the clothing. Need a role model and a Trojan. Provoking while I'm promoting emotion. Demons in my head, keep erasing them. Smoke the pain away, I can't erase it down. If you roll it up, you better lace it down. Oh yeah, uppers and them downers and I chase it down. Pussy chasing me, I do not chase it down. Catch me online, got the playlist, wanna ride. I got the spacious, I stay lit, fuck the police and the racists. Ride for my homies and I'll never turn, baby. Cremated when I die in the diamond urn, baby. I love some thick thighs, yeah, I never learned, baby. The devil in disguise, but my friends call me Hades. Living up like I'm lucid, in the woods with these druids. Chilling with the humans, getting stupid off these fluids. Rooted in the music, the money is elusive. You say you taking shots, my homies really shooting. Rather different. Yeah, I hope you hear the difference. This is not a coincidence, legitimate imprisonment. Your lyrics sounding belligerent, I'm feeling that deliverance. I'm tired of being considerate. Your music is sounding like some gibberish. Everyone's hearing me killing this. I'm the rapper and the instrument. I don't know what you talk about. All my homies is innocent. The leader of the syndicate. This music is my stimulant. All my rhymes are written intricate. I'm feeling this. Listen closely when I'm spitting this. People should consider this. You got to shame me. You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly. My crumbs are heinous. Yo, I killed the beat like I'm a racist. I do it while I'm faded. I'm shameless and I don't need payment. I'm feeling like the greatest. It's time to show my faces. Fear and loathing Las Vegas. Never will they tame us. They hating on this rapper, but they will not claim us. The new school rappers looking brainless. Yo, and all these young kids celebrate them, making them contagious. I hit you with the latest. I'm dropping all this hot shit like the runs of a anus. Calling all creators, surrounded by the famous. Big dreams, I'ma make it one day. Oh God. 666 up on the dash, and I say, get the cash. That's all she had to say, y'all. Had me up all night, bad pride. Big dreams, I'ma make it. Oh God. 666.
And this information is listed on the back of the seed packet.
No.
Seeds which should be started now include
You're buying seeds. You're a gardener.
Dusty Miller, Phlox, Portulaca, Sylvia, Snapdragon, Eggplant, and Peppers.
Salvia.
More to come in the month of April. I'm Mark
Salvia.
With the Green File for 680 News.
You just told me to start growing salvia. They got added to the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act like 4 years ago.
The goal to produce a Tamiflu-like drug that would treat the severity of
I would
COVID-19
recommend trying
symptoms.
it. The drug, the plant.
Gupta, pulmonary and critical care physician at the University of Southern California, says researchers have been looking into it.
Merck Pharmaceuticals does have a very similar drug for COVID-19 in phase 2 right now. It's a small trial, but it does some of the things that Tamiflu does for influenza.
As Gupta says, he's heartened by a recent study showing some patients stayed off ventilators and out of ICUs by taking low-dose aspirin.
It is inexpensive, it's readily available, and I'm excited to get more data about this study.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
Coming up, traffic and weather together. 680 News Time, 9:50.
It's on the dash and I slay, get the cash. All she had to say.
The BBC's working again.
Dans le désert, au lieu de creuser dans les villes, de très beaux cimetières, des colosses aux pieds d'argile. Je pars si loin de toi, mais tu n'y es pour rien. Ici tout y est plat, là-bas tout y est comme juste un verre chaud, comme pense à moi. Juste un verre.
BBC.
Have too, right, about the United States and about China. And China has shed some of its own. I think my chief worry is that the debate over whether the United States, in its heart of hearts, wants to actually thwart China's rise and to contain China, to see China driven to its knees, is essentially over in China. And they've decided that irrespective of president or party, this is a national project of the United States. That's really worrisome to me. I think we need to be careful not to reinforce that belief in China.
The achievement of many
What was that?
The Obama lines about. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers is a new 6-part series on Disney Plus, the latest addition to the Mighty Ducks cinematic universe. As you likely recall, there was a movie called The Mighty Ducks in the early 90s. The movie was pretty popular about a bunch of misfit kids in Minneapolis on a minor hockey team coached by Emilio Estevez. The main kid was Joshua Jackson, a.k.a. Pacey Witter from Dawson's Creek, and Emilio fell in love with his mom, and the team was crappy, and then they...
Your generation had crappy TV shows to cater to you.
Towards realizing the
parents wouldn't let you get away with anything. You saw
biodiversity.
TV, you didn't even know it.
Living
They
in
got
harmony.
taken off the air before you were born.
This can only be achieved
We chose Han Fu to start our own business. Actually, we're working with something we love.
I think Han Fu has cultural connotations and features, making it much better than modern clothing.
I'm not used to wearing Han Fu.
Han Fu is for young people who follow fashion.
will exacerbate the degradation of biodiversity and result in substantial increase in global poverty. The pandemic will undermine the financial capacity of developing countries to implement the Sustainable Development Agenda. Therefore, we call for a commitment to increase the mobilization of resources to allow for the actions needed to halt biodiversity loss. This will involve developed countries substantially increasing their financial commitment to the implementation of the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework in developing countries. The COVID-19 pandemic has emphasized the importance of the relationship between people and nature. This threat must increase our awareness of the need to ensure a harmonious balance between human activity and nature. It must emphasize the importance of biological diversity to present and future generations. Hence, the group is ready to work for a successful 15th meeting of the Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Biological Diversity under the theme, Ecological Civilization, Building a Shared Future for All Life on Earth. The Group of 77 and China stresses that urgent and significant actions are needed to reduce the degradation of natural habitats, halt biodiversity loss, protect and prevent the extinction of threatened species. We are deeply concerned that up to 1 million species currently face the threat of extinction, more than at any other time in human history. And we deeply regret the potentially high number of species that disappeared in the past centuries, most of which have gone unaccounted for. We urge the international community to strengthen its efforts to counter these trends and protect the ecosystems, including the restoration of degraded forests and to substantially increase afforestation, reforestation, and conservation globally, based on the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities. Halting biodiversity loss is the common goal of humanity. Every country should be engaged in this endeavor to the best of its capability. Furthermore, with respect to the oceans, we must all remain steadfast in deliberations with a view to concluding the negotiations for an international legally binding instrument under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, on the conservation.
Big Bank says every option should be considered. Robert Og is a senior economist at RBC.
The policymakers should look at on the supply side. This is something we've been talking about for years now, but fundamentally, it's the lack of supply and the lack of right supply has been contributing to this bubbling up of property values across many regions of the country. Beyond that, we say we're probably at a juncture now that it's worth looking at the entire policy regime supporting housing, home ownership in Canada. With interest rates so low, and the Bank of Canada committed to keep it low for an extended period of time, we see that the policy settings are all kind of shooting in the same direction.
The most controversial idea for any government to tackle would be to change the current exempt status for capital gains on home ownership.
So we're not suggesting that should change, but let's look at it. And if any changes that were contemplated, obviously let's make them like on a go-forward basis. You don't want to penalize Canadians for capital gains that they've made over time up until now.
The reason for that, many homeowners see the equity in their property as their retirement savings.
Canadians have counted on the gains they've made in their homes as their personal finance and future well-being. So yeah. Not suggesting that any kind of policy changes would be made retroactively to punish Canadians who have built up quite a bit of savings in there.
That's Robert Og with the RBC. The federal budget is due Monday, April 19th. And at the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
Hi, Alan Marion, president of Marion Pianos. Robert Lowry Piano Experts, already Canada's most iconic piano store, has been totally transformed. And as part of Marion Piano Group, we've expanded Robert Lowry with brand new showrooms, filled them with more famous makes for even better selection and pricing. And to celebrate, every piano is priced to clear. Marion Pianos and the all-new Robert Lowry showroom, the two best just got better.
COVID continues to be a threat, but Manus Prayer supports frontline initiatives and reminds you to be safe. If you've been injured due to slip and falls, careless drivers, or if your insurance company has failed to honor its obligations to you, Manus Prayer offers skilled and compassionate legal services and free, no-obligation consultations by phone or video 24/7. You are not alone. Manus Prayer Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, we'll do the rest. Visit us at bplawyers.ca. Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart.
At Walmart, prices are always low. Save $2.11 on a jar of Kraft hazelnut spread. Now only $3.77. See flyer for details. Walmart, save money. Right now in Hamilton, it's partly cloudy and 6 degrees. In Kitchener, mostly cloudy and 10 degrees. And in Markham, overcast and 6 degrees. In downtown Toronto, it's 5 degrees and partly cloudy with the exact same conditions at Toronto Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 10 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Saturday, March 27th. I'm James Mackin.
And I'm Michelle Halim. Here's what's making news this hour. China retaliates with its sanctions against a list of